Welcome to the South East Area Committee meeting. I notice we've a few residents of the Pigeon House Road area here, and you're very welcome to the meeting. I'm glad to see local residents at it. I hope we don't go on too long. On that note, we will move to the first item on the agenda, which is item 1205, and it's a presentation on Dublin Port Company Master Plan, and we've Eamon O'Reilly and Charlie Murphy from the port here.
What I'd like to present to you today is a description of a project that Dublin Port Company is planning. And when I say planning, we are at this stage, we have commenced an engagement with On Board Planola, trying to get On Board Planola to establish and confirm to us that this is a strategic infrastructure development.
Gantries, I note from the reply and the motion we've received, were erected more than 10 years ago, between 1999 and 2002, and that apparently therefore it's too late to take planning action. The report we have received from the manager does state they were unauthorised, and if there are unauthorised gantries that were built, while we mightn't be able to legally take action, I do think this committee would expect the Dublin Port Company to respect the rights of the residents if they have unauthorised gantries, even if we are outside the legal time period.
Sheer hell that the residents of Coastguard Cottages live in. The fact that the gantries are operating right through the night, late at night, people can't sleep within yards of their homes. I believe those residents are being treated extremely unfairly. I believe the port has a duty to deal with them in a more fair manner. They have an entitlement to be able to sleep at night. They have an entitlement for their children to be able to sleep at night.
My fellow councillors have all touched upon this already, and that is the long-standing, ongoing issue with noise, particularly with MTL terminals, who are located in Dublin Port, and I have found them to have a complete disregard for the local community down there. I think those gantries should have never been put in place without without any planning permission. I think the noise is, we've all listened, we've all watched the recordings, and we've all met with local residents and seen how difficult this is and how much that they're going through. And I think we need an urgent resolution now, so I'm happy to support and endorse the comments of my fellow councillors and support the residents. Thank you.
Following that, I want to agree with really everything that Councillor Lacey said. I particularly in relation to the people who live on Pigeon House Road, I grew up opposite Donnybrook Bus Garage, and we grew up unaware of the noise. However, now if I stay at my mother's house in Donnybrook, I simply cannot sleep in the front bedroom anymore because of the noise, and that is nothing in comparison to the sound, the video that the residents sent to, I think, all councillors recently. You simply could not sleep through it, and whatever development takes place, they have to be of prime importance. They live there. 2 years ago, I think I met with Eamon and some of the other people in Dublin Port, and it was on that very problem. And if anything, it seems to have got worse, not better.
It's a very exciting time. However, it will be no exciting time if you don't deal with the issue of the human beings in relation to this matter. It's extremely important that the people who live around the port, the people who live around the docklands, can live in enjoyment of their homes. I do wish you all the best. I would very much wish to support you 100% on this, but unfortunately because of the outstanding issue with the community, I cannot do so.
And also, I know most of the residents there, and this committee are all together in agreement that some resolution needs to be required for this ongoing issue. Each councillor has been involved in it at various stages with very little success to be shown. So Eamon and Charlie, I would ask you, please, to address the concerns of these people who are very persistent and very responsible, but they're continually suffering harassment. Thank you very much.
Said it already, this issue relates to the experiences of the residents who live alongside the port, the experience of having to live alongside the gantry that works through the night, the fact that they haven't been able to have any sleep. It would appear to me from reading the report that the gantries were erected during that fairly strange period in Ireland when planning was a strange beast, that people didn't seem to believe they had the need to apply for planning permissions, that the light regulation on everything applied here as well as everywhere else, and these gantries were erected without planning permission, and nevertheless they're outside the time frame. All I want is to see residents being able to live their lives, to go to sleep at night, their children to go to sleep at night. I know, Eamon, that you didn't respond to that, or if you did, I missed it.
Simply want to support the motion on the basis that I know life is extremely difficult for people down in the Pigeon House.
Thank you very much. I too would like to lend my support to Councillor Lacey's motion, and I would call upon the management and the chair of the Port Company to make some measure of a gesture of very goodwill, you know what I mean, where you've presented this plan and your commitment to the communities and to the residents of this area by actually bringing this issue to a speedy conclusion to everybody's satisfaction.
Thank you.
Manager.
I have nothing really to add to the report at this particular point in time, other than the matter is before the courts at present.